Okay, so it's moving day. What do you do about these little guys? You know, they're part of the family. They're going to be wondering what's going on different. So let's talk today about some of the differences and helpful things to think about when you're moving with pets. All right, here we go. Let's get started. Hey, welcome back. It's Monday. This is David Cathers. If this is the first time you're visiting our channel, I'm a realtor here in Gig Harbor, Washington, serving the South Puget Sound. And each week we put out a video with questions that you want to know, things you've asked about different things for real estate and our surrounding community. So today, as we said, we're going to be talking about pets and moving with them. But first, maybe take a second, click that subscribe button, click that bell, and we can get on with today's video. Okay, let's talk about these things when we're moving with a pet. The first thing you might consider, one, is it a local move or is it across the country or across different states? So a couple things to think about there. If you're moving out of state, then you need to check what the documentation is going to be required, because each state may have certain documents that they're going to need to let the pet cross the border. You know, it might be something just as simple as rabies shots, but need to check with that. Check with the local county or city that you're moving to. Maybe there's licensing fees and so forth that you need to be prepared for. So get those things checked. If it's a local move, then you're probably still staying with the same vet and staying with same things that or nothing's really going to change. So you'll just make sure you keep your documentation with you just so that you've got it, because anytime you move, we always lose something, right? Next thing to think about, if you do, when you talk about that with your vet, if you're moving, whether you are going locally or distance, make sure you've got all your records for the pet as far as medications. But the other thing is, many people have a microchip in their pets nowadays. So if they get lost, you know, somebody can take the pet to a vet and end up doing that chip scanning and being able to contact. Well, if the vet doesn't have the right address for you in the system, then it's not going to do any good. So when you move, give that new address, and if your phone number changes, I know a lot of them don't nowadays because of cell phones, but if your phone number changes too, give that to the vet so that he can put it into the system for the chip and make sure everything's good. Simple enough, right? So what about packing a little overnight bag? That could be your next step. Just like when you go away for a weekend or a few days, well, that first few days of getting things unpacked and getting settled, you might want to just get a backpack of things put together. Your little pack of food, your water dishes, your leash and collars, and so forth like that. Treats, of course, and don't forget their toys. They all love their toys, and that's going to make them comfortable. Then they're in their new environment. They're still going to have their little friends, their toys to play with. So make sure you've got that. Put in a nice little pack for them. Make them happy. Keep them smiling. Before you get to the house, if it's a dog, generally things you might want to do is maybe take them around the neighborhood before you move there and just get used to some of the smells and the surrounding things in the neighborhood. Before you move, a lot of times it's nice to get the stuff moved over first. You know, like George Carlin used to say, I got all my stuff. Well, get all the household items, as much of it as you can, moved in before you bring your pet. That way, when they move in, they feel a little bit more comfortable. They're going to feel, you know, when they get there, then you can bring them with, say, their bed and their toys, as we said with the overnight bag. They're going to feel a little more comfortable coming in and feeling like it's their home, just like you'll feel more comfortable once some of that stuff is moved in and settled. So you'll feel like it's your home. They're going to feel like it's theirs too. So something else to consider when you're moving with your pets. What if you have one of these little guys, a bird? Yeah, they're wonderful, but you know, they're very stuck on being in one place. I mean, they really like the security of their home and their cage or their environment. So before you go taking them outside, get them used to the area that you're in, and make sure that they're very comfortable where they are, because when you think they won't go, they may take off and just start flying. So remember to just give them time. These birds love their space, and they'll do fine on moving day. But the best thing you can do is have the home set up before you get them there. Bring them last, bring them right to their cage. and their perches and so forth they like, because they like to have, again, very familiar surroundings, and then eventually introduce them to the other strange things. Let them get the time in the house. All right. Okay, so there you have it. Just a few things you can think about for when you're moving with your pets. Mainly, get them comfortable. Get your house set comfortably before you move in. Then when you're comfortable, they'll come along and be happy. Thanks for sharing with us. We hope to see you next week. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and click that little button so we can let you know when our next video is out. See you next time. Bye-bye.